We all live in an environment consisting of living and non-living organisms. Most of these creatures are the natural outcome of the environment, without which survival is impossible. The water we use, animals and plants around us, the mountain ranges and people around us are the essential objects of our environment. What is an object? In the real world, an object can be anything which is visible and can be touched. For example, a newspaper. Things existing in the abstract form, for example, an email account is also an object. These objects direct action or thought. For example, when we read a newspaper, our thoughts and actions are directed or influenced. Now let us look at the formal definition of the term object. An object is an identifiable entity with some characteristics, a state and behavior. For example, if we consider an apple, its characteristics are that its shape is round and its color is red. The behavior of an apple is that it is juicy and tastes sweet. Its state is constant when kept whole in a fruit basket or in a half-eaten state, that is, if a person starts eating it. Let us now consider the meaning of a class. A class is an outline or framework based on which objects are created. To understand this better, look at the example where a car is represented as a class and as an object. The first image shows the car as a class, which represents the schematic diagram of the car. This serves as a blueprint to develop the actual entity. The second image represents the actual entity, that is car, as an object. It has been constructed on the basis of the specifications of car class. Let us now look at encapsulation as a feature of an object. Does object encapsulate state and behavior? Here the term encapsulate means the state of being enclosed. Objects have three important encapsulation features. The first feature is state, which is recognized through properties and attributes. Second is behavior, which is identified through methods. The last feature is identity, which is known through a unique name. Let us take an example of a pet animal, cat, as an object. In this example, cat is identified by the name Bruno. Its attributes and properties can be its height and weight. Its behavior can be the action performed, in this case, sleeping. Let us now understand the various object-oriented programming features in Java. The first feature is data abstraction. The term abstraction refers to simplifying a real-world concept to its important elements. Let us consider the example of operating a washing machine. A washing machine is used for washing clothes. The main operations are washing, rinsing, and drying. The user must be aware of these operations to operate the machine. It is not essential for the user to know about the internal details like the electric wiring and other internal parts. Similarly, if we relate the concept of abstraction for this example, we understand that abstraction is a situation where the user can operate the washing machine externally without having the knowledge of its internal details. The next feature is data hiding. When the abstraction exposes the required details, it hides the rest of the details. In the same example of a washing machine, only switches or buttons are exposed, whereas motor and wiring are hidden. The next feature in encapsulation. Encapsulation is the way in which the data and member functions, also known as methods, are combined. The next feature is inheritance. Inheritance is the capability of one class of things to inherit properties from another class. Let us take an example of human beings. The class humans has certain properties which are inherited from the class apes. The class from which another class inherits certain properties is called as base class. In this example, ape is a base class. Similarly, the inheriting class is called as subclass or derived class. In this example, human being is a subclass. The next feature is polymorphism. Polymorphism is the important feature responsible for the power of object-oriented programming. Polymorphism is the ability for a message or data to be processed in more than one form. For example, if you consider shape as an object, some may view it as circle, some others may perceive it as a triangle or a square. It is now time for a small quiz. Select the correct option and click Submit. Let us now understand the concept of implementing classes and objects in programming terms. To understand this concept, we need to know more about abstraction. The concept of abstraction states the possibility of multiple abstractions of the same entity if the viewers are looking at different perspectives. For example, look at the viewpoint of a car owner and an automobile engineer. As per the viewer, abstraction provides only the external view of the entity. Let us take another example of a ship and the various viewers at different perspectives. A marine engineer who takes care of constructing a ship may look at a ship from different perspectives. He may look at the structure and framework of the ship. Similarly, the captain of the ship who navigates the ship may have a different viewpoint about the same object. That is, he may think in terms of direction of the moving ship and velocity of the ship. The passengers, who are the final beneficiaries, may view the ship in a different way. They may be concerned about the seating arrangements and the food menu. Now let us understand the importance of defining class to implement abstraction. Defining the class is very essential in order to implement abstraction in programming terms. We also need to understand that class is used as a tool to specify the conceptual design or abstraction, but not real entity. Real entities are represented by objects created based on the class design. The concept also states that from a single class, multiple objects can be created, which is known as instances of class. Thus, classes are just conceptual entities, whereas objects are real entities. Click on each answer in the answer box and then click the blank cell next to the appropriate description. Once you are done, click Submit to confirm your answers. Let us summarize what you have learned in this animation.